Good morning! I'm Noelle from Baker's Backyard Bounty, and we are hanging out on our back patio on this chilly Texas morning. Last night we got our first real frost. I think it got to the high 20s last night, and so I was scrambling last night at like 11 o'clock at night to pull outside plants in, to cover some plants up, and I don't know how good of a job I did. This morning I sat up in bed at like 4 a.m. remembering all the things I did not bring in last night that I probably should have, so we'll check on those today. But one of my goals for the day, hopefully the kiddos will cooperate, is to take out more of the plants and the crops from our no-till garden that are not frost tolerant. So like I took out all the tomato plants yesterday and plant some things that have been waiting patiently to go into the ground, which are my onions. So I'm going to try growing onions this year. I have a variety of fussy butt of white onions from Haas Tools that I'm going to be planting, and then some butter crunch lettuce. I've been harvesting microgreens off of these bad boys for a while now, but it's ready, or it's time for them to go into the ground, so maybe I can get some good heads of lettuce. We love salads, we love cooking with greens, we love adding them to everything, especially avocado toast, putting some greens on top of that. So yeah, we'll definitely use these once I get some good heads of lettuce going. So that's my goal for today. Come along. So one of the things I woke up thinking about at 4 a.m. Were my worms. So I forgot to bring the worm bin inside. Bad worm mama. So we're going to see if they're alive. So I'm going to open this up. This is just a tub. I drilled holes in the side for some ventilation, some air. Bought me a bag of worms from Uncle Jim's Worm Farm. That is a thing. And then added dirt and straw and newspaper and some food scraps, and voila, here we are. So I gotta see if they're alive. I hope they're not frozen. Let us check it out. Come on, wormies. Oh, squirmy wormies, look, they're alive. Can you see? Yay, they're moving and grooving. Well, this bad boy in the front is not so much. Are you alive? Yeah, they look pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with that. So here's our worm bin. Whoop. Right here, and you can just see like there's some food scraps, dirt, and what they're doing is making worm castings. No. Lily's trying to be my camera girl. No. What? No. She's trying to make, or the worms are trying to make worm castings, which is just worm poo. It's basically like fertilizer on steroids for the garden. So we use it whenever we plant new plants. We just pop a little bit, goes a long way, a little bit of worm castings, this worm poop that they're creating. We just pop that in the hole and plant our plants, and it's really worked well for us. So I bought a bag of worm castings and it was like $40 on Amazon. So I thought, well, if I buy a bag of worms, which is about $40 for 250 red wigglers from Uncle Jim's Worm Farm, if I buy that, then I have an unlimited supply of worm castings. So far so good. That was worth the investment, and it's really gonna help our, thank you, garden beds out whenever we're ready to plant for the spring, when things really get popping around here. I give Lily the job of giving the chickens mealy worms, and somehow they end up in my pockets and my hand. What? Ew, not my mouth. No, not my mouth. And everywhere but the chicken coop. But that's just how it goes with toddlers, right? You live and you learn. Check it out, Lil. Look at all those mealy worms. So as you can see, my green beans kind of got obliterated last night with the frost. They are sad, pretty pitiful. So they did us well. I thank you. I bless you. Thank you for the wonderful green beans we had, but it's time to say goodbye. Good morning, girls. Good morning. Chick, 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 chick. So the chicken water is frozen, so we're gonna need to take care of that real quick. They are pecking at ice right now. I don't know if you can see them. but they are throwing a fit. Their union is organizing. They want some fresh water. So we'll attend to that now. So moment of truth, I took just a bed sheet. We try and do things really cheap around here. So instead of buying frost fabric this year, I'm just trying a spare bed sheet. And voila, look, they're saved. They look really good and they're still flowering. So these are those dragon tongue beans I've been working on saving. And so far so good. The leaves do look a little bit droopy, but I'm sure once they get some sun on them, they'll perk back up. Yay, it worked. I didn't get a really good shot of it the other day, but my garlic has all sprouted. I got some elephant garlic from Haas Tools, which you just plant one clove, but the cloves are massive for elephant garlic. And I think Lily's smashing some of them right now. Balance beam, good job. All right, watch out for the garlic, but check it out. We're gonna have some nice big elephant garlic cloves soon. Well, soon is relative. They'll be ready, I think, in June. So, patience and tolerance. So we just got back from heading into town to go visit Grandpa, and also stop at the post office to send off a package to Whispering Willow Farms. It includes the 10 varieties of seeds that I'm contributing to their seed swap. So this is super cool that she's putting this on. Follow Whispering Willow Farms if you can. They're a great channel. But she is gathering seeds from all these gardeners across the nation and going to send us back 10 seed packs from fellow gardeners. So in this age where we've felt disconnected or isolated, I mean, I'm so stoked to be a part of something like this that helps us just to feel a little more connected and a little more inspired, like we're not just alone in our backyards trying to grow some corn so that we have, I don't know, some food security down the line. Like, this really is a joy bomb in my life, and I'm just super grateful to her for hosting it and being in charge of it. So it was really fun putting together the seed packs. I collaged them. I'll see if I can add a photo in of my finished product, but I had a lot of fun with it and would love to host one day. So that's kind of like on the goal, the vision board for the next year, is to engage more in these seed swaps. And this really has nothing to do with gardening or homesteading at all. But like, what do you do with a sleeping toddler? I mean, I'm sitting in my garage. Any other mamas or daddies struggle with this? I'm like, do I take her out to her bed? Do I touch her? Do I turn the car off? Do I keep the music going? Like, a sleeping kid is a very sacred thing, and I just don't quite know what the best protocol is, but I'm keeping her sister quiet with a bottle and putting my hand back there. But yeah, we might be here for the next hour or so, so maybe I'll just recline and take a nap myself. The Kraken awoke. So it looks like we're back in play mode for a little while. So one thing that I have had to honor is the idea of efficiency versus sanity. So I did not get my onions planted today, if you were wondering. That's one thing that kids have really taught me, especially having 2 under 2, is like, I could either be really efficient in making lists and always preparing for the next thing, or we could just move a little slower. What we get done, but my anxiety stays far lower. So we, in this family, are really leaning into valuing sanity over efficiency. So maybe onions will get planted tomorrow. We'll see. Thank you for hanging out with us today. May you find the bounty in your own life, all the beauty that it holds. Until next time.